Then the cost of the wedding dress may be the big concern now, but down the road, the money matters become more important. Our money guy weighs in with some advice for couples getting hitched. That's next.
All right, May and June is often a time of wedding bells here in the Valley especially, and here to help couples get off to a really good start with their finances is our money guy, Bob Hockensmith, a certified public accountant and financial advisor. And you have some great tips because, you know, we were just talking earlier, a lot of people get married now and they think about taxes and what they need to change in April, and that's a bad idea, right?
Well, it's way too late usually. When they see me, it's like the middle of March, the end of April, and it's like, whoops, it's too late. So now we have trouble, we have to clean things up.
What's the first thing that newlyweds should do for their taxes?
Now what newlyweds have to do, especially the person who takes on the new name, which is usually the female, right? Then she has to go down to the Social Security Administration, either online or in person, and change her name, if she's going to do so with the wedding, change her name with the Social Security Administration. Because if you don't change your name and you file a tax return with the new name and yet your old name is with Social Security, they'll disallow the deduction. So it's real important to change that name.
Okay, what about couples? You know, when you're getting married, you're combining two different worlds and pasts, right? And so maybe somebody has some big tax issues from the past. They want to protect the new spouse and try and file separately. You were just talking to me about that earlier. This is a really, really key thing to know. What do people need to know? What
they need to understand is just because you have tax issues from the past doesn't mean that that new spouse is going to take on your tax burden. That's not the case. What you want to remember is married filing joint is usually almost always the better way to go instead of married filing separate. A lot of people file separate, the tax bracket is higher, they lose some deductions, and they think they're going to save the other spouse from their tax worries. And in fact, what happens is they end up paying more taxes. There is a way to file married filing joint, and if that new spouse would get a refund, he or she can still get that refund by filing a certain form.
Okay, so a lot of people probably are trying to think about the tax changes for next year. Is there any big ones coming up that people are not going to be even thinking about until April?
Actually, yes. We have basically gotten rid of the marriage penalty with the Bush tax cuts. But as of January 1st, 2013, the marriage penalty actually goes back into play. And so people that are married will pay more taxes than two people living together that are single.
Okay. There's a lot of information that you have, and I will tell you something. You think that you know a lot about taxes, you don't. Bob Hockensmith is a guy that knows all about it, so you want to call his central office at 602-264-9331 or go to his website. That's interesting minutia in taxes, and you don't want to be on the losing end of that. So, Bob, thanks for coming in. We always appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob.
Aurelia, back to you.